Okay, so here are the ingredients for your lima bean sweet potato soup. So come on, let's put this soup together. The night before you plan on cooking them in some cold water, and this is what they'll look like the next day. They go from this to this. Okay, here are the chopped up vegetables. Like I chopped up the onions, the leeks, the carrots, and the celery. Don't that look good? So I'm just getting prepared to put all this stuff together. So I'll show you the next step in a minute, but you have to cut up your vegetables kind of fine, and this is what I did with mine. I'm going to saute my vegetables. I'm going to start off by adding a little bit of the olive oil to my warm pan. Let me take the top off of this, put a little bit of olive oil in the pan. So I am going to saute these vegetables, give them some flavor. Kind of just swirl this around and around. My pan is already warm, so I am going to put in my onions, carrots, like all these vegetables that I showed you earlier. I'm going to put all of these in the pan. Yes, don't those look delicious? So let's put those in there. Put all these in here. You hear that? Oh my God, it's going to be so good. This is going to be a good soup for you and your family. Just put all those in there. Uh-oh, I just made a whole mess trying to get all this in here. I think I may need a larger pan. But I'm going to put the onions in too. Just put everything right in there, and they're going to saute together. Yes. Just kind of stir this around. You hear that? That means your pan is nice and warm. Just saute all these vegetables together. Yes. And don't skip this part because it's going to make your soup have the flavor that it needs. And then I'm going to put it in the slow cooker. You can either cook it on top of the stove for 2 hours or put it in the slow cooker on low for 4 hours. So I am going to put this soup in the slow cooker because I have to go to church. So put it in the slow cooker for 4 hours until I come back home. And then my soup will be all ready. Isn't that pretty? Look at the colors. Kind of saute all that together. Smelling so good. It's smelling delicious. Make you want to eat some of this. Yes, and what I'm going to do, I am also going to season my vegetables. Let me get my seasonings. I'm going to actually season them. I am going to add, of course, some of my everyday seasoning because I just want it to have as much flavor as it can possibly have. I'm going to add quite a bit of the everyday seasoning. It just sounds like a lot is coming out, y'all, but it really isn't. Then I'm going to add some garlic powder. I'm going to add some garlic powder. You find one that's already open here. Let's add the garlic powder. This is going to be such a flavorful soup, I'm telling you. Add the garlic powder. Add some onion powder. And let these saute. Saute, saute, saute. Stir that up again. See, it's beginning to saute already. And because it's going to cook for so long in the slow cooker, I am going to turn this off because I think they're ready to rumble. Saute it enough. So now I'm going to add my sage and bay leaves and all this other stuff in here. I'm just going to throw these in here and take them out at the end. See, I'm going to turn this down some. Going to chop up my garlic into this and just let it saute for like 1 more minute to let this stuff here, let this stuff right here get all up in there. And then I'm going to put my bay leaves in. I used 2 because they were kind of small. So put this garlic in here also. This is smelling so good. OMG. Yes, this is going to be an amazing soup. Your family and yourself is going to love it. And then I have my, what are these? I have sage leaves and thyme leaves. I'm going to just cut these up as fine as I possibly can. I should have cut them up ahead of time, but I didn't. So kind of put those in there. Yes, y'all, this is smelling so good, my God. Then let's stir this up again to get all that mixed up. See how good that is looking? And now I'm going to turn this off and put everything together in the slow cooker. Put everything in my slow cooker to put it all together. These are the lima beans. I'm going to pour these in there. These are the soaked lima beans. So just put those in there. I used a half a bag because I cut this recipe in half because it's only for me, so I didn't want so much soup. And then I'm going to add my vegetables, the vegetables that I sauteed earlier. Going to mix those in there with the beans. Put those over in this slow cooker. Everything is coming together nicely. Like, yes, just put all of those good sauteed vegetables right over in there. Yes. Get them all. Cook them all. Get them all. Put all those in there. And I'm going to add my broth. I have 5 cups of broth I'm going to be using because remember, it is a soup. So this is the broth that I have. Can you see that? This is my broth. I'm going to put 5 cups of broth in here. That may sound like a lot, but it's a soup, guys. It's a soup. Put the broth right in there. It's looking good already. It's looking good already. So it's already looking like a soup. You can use any broth you like. I just like the low sodium chicken broth. That's 4. One of these is 4 cups. So I'm going to add another cup to make it my 5 cups of broth. Then I'm just going to stir that. And I'm actually going to season it again with, of course, my everyday seasoning so that the broth can have flavor too. Put a little bit of that. I'm going to put a little bit of the garlic powder in there. And you're going to season it to your taste. Then I'm going to put some of the onion powder in there. And along the way, once it starts cooking, you're going to taste it to make sure it's flavored the way you like your soup to taste. Doesn't that look delicious already? Then I'm going to come back after it cooks, or most of the way that it cooks, and I'm going to show you how I mix my already roasted sweet potato into this. So I will come back and show you what it looks like. Cut that up and put it in the blender, and then I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of maple syrup. Make sure it's real maple syrup. It's not that cheap stuff, because it's not going to taste like anything, because maple syrup just has a better flavor, and it's actually okay for you. So I'm going to add 3 tablespoons of the maple syrup to this, so that once I add it to my soup, it's going to be absolutely amazing. So that's 1 tablespoon. I'm going to do 3 of those. That's around 2 tablespoons. And we're going to do 1 more tablespoon of the syrup. Just telling you, this is what's going to give your soup some flavor. And like I always say, you have to give every layer of food its own flavor. I flavored the soup, but I also have to flavor the puree. Then I'm going to add just a dash of the pink Himalayan salt to this. So just put in a dash, because you're going to taste your food as you go. And then I'm just going to blend this bad boy all the way up from the soup. Isn't that looking good? So pour that in there so that this will puree up really good. Turn that back on. And if it's still not going, just stir it up a little bit. I'm going to add some more of the juice from the soup. So I have quite a bit. And I only used 1 potato because I am only making soup for myself. So I didn't need a whole lot. So you just continue to do this until it almost looks like baby food. Let me show it to you. I think that's enough. Let me show you what my puree looks like. You see that? That is what it's supposed to look like. Looks like baby food. And then I'm going to mix this into, see, it looks like baby food, but it's the sweet potato. Then I'm going to pull this bad boy over here so you can see what I'm doing. My soup is looking really, really good. This is the soup after I've been letting it cook for like 2 hours, 2 or 3 hours on low, but now I turned it on high. I'm going to add the pureed sweet potato to this so that it can give it the thickness that I want it to have and the potato flavor that I want it to have. So I'm just going to scoop that into there. Isn't that looking good, y'all? For real though? Look at that. That's the puree. Look at there. It's looking really, really good. It's going to thicken this soup right up. Just kind of scoop that out. I'm going to stir that up into my soup. It's sweet potato, lima bean, delicious soup. Then we're going to let that cook together. I have a lot left in here, and this was only 1 sweet potato. I'm just saying. So keep scooping your sweet potato out. See, it's getting thick already. Man, that is looking so yummy. Then you're going to take the bay leaf out once it's done. And you can cook this as long as you like, because you just want your lima beans to be softened. And it's looking good already. It is smelling delectable. Delicious. Yes. It's already getting that orange look. And this is good for October. You know, an orange soup. Look at there. Looking good, looking good. And I will come back and show you how this thickens up. I'm going to let it cook for maybe another hour or so in the slow cooker. And here's the soup after a couple of hours in the slow cooker. Let me show you how good that's looking. I have to take these figs out, but look at the soup. Look at the lima beans and the carrots and the onions. And I'm gonna let it cook a little more so it can get a little thicker. But look how good that soup is looking. Yes. So remember to share your soup with your family and friends. Share this recipe. Remember to eat healthy, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.